Good morning, my lovely warriors. Welcome aboard to the JEE Advanced session with me, Shreyas, your physics master teacher. And today we are going to learn different, tricks, different concepts by solving problems of mechanics for JEE Advanced. So welcome aboard. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. And do let me know by putting up a yo or a smiley or some heart in the chat box. This is Shreyas, your physics master teacher at Vidantu, and welcome to the special JEE English channel, which is meant for all the students who are preparing for JEE and competitive exams like it. And we are going to ensure that you reach the IIT which you are aiming for, or whichever college you are aiming for, by providing you quality content at regular intervals of time. And right now we are in the Mission IIT series, wherein we are going to train you, wherein we are going to coach you in the last few weeks for the JEE Advanced examination by solving problems. Remember, the only way to crack JEE Advanced is by solving problems and not just reading theory. Hello Trapti. Well, usually these kind of classes are in the morning, 9 o'clock. Reason being, your JEE Advanced is at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's the reason for keeping these classes in the morning. Hi Mini, welcome aboard. So those of you who do not know me, I am Shreyas, and I have been training kids for a very long time. And over the past few years, students who have undergone coaching or training under me and whom I have mentored, I'm really fortunate that many of these kids have not just entered NITs, IITs and BITS, but they have also got really good and amazing ranks in JEE or BITSAT examinations. So I'm really proud to having nurtured these kids, and I'm really proud that I am here on YouTube to make sure that you guys also become one of those people who get into IITs with some amazing ranks. So let's get started, and if you want to know more about me, you can definitely follow me on my Instagram handle. Hello Jay Srinivas, hello Prudvi, hello Selvamikant G, hello Anish, hello Himanshu, hello Jupudi, hello, welcome MD Shahid. So guys, how many of you have got above 90 percentile in JEE Mains, and how many of you are from the 11th standard batch? How many of you are from the 12th standard batch? How many of you are the passing out batch? Do let me know. Wish you a very good morning, Karan Raj Patil. Hello Praveen, is thermal physics, modern physics and optics enough? No Praveen, only just these three topics are not enough. Reason being, JEE Advanced is very unpredictable exam. The weightage of the topics is not clear. Nobody knows which questions, how many number of questions will come. So just doing these few topics may not be helpful, because you need to reach a decent percentage, and plus what's the guarantee you will be able to solve those questions when it comes in the examination? So that's the problem. So you need to have many topics, you should have a stronghold on many topics. You should know in-depth concepts from at least electromagnetism, mechanics, fluids, as well as waves. So if you know these few things, plus optics, yes, only then probably you have some good chance. All right. Hi Yuvashri, hello. A lot of you are from 11th standard. Some of you are passing out. Akash is from passing out batch. Himanshu also from 2021 batch. Interesting. Okay, first week. All right. So let's move on. In case you have missed any of these classes, especially the 11th standard kids, do not forget, you can attend the basic maths and calculus revision session which was conducted yesterday. You can also attend one more revision class on kinematics 2D, which is going to be conducted on Friday. For 12th standard, the ones in blue, the Gauss's law revision and current electricity revision is for you guys, 12th standard. And the ones in white is for the ones who are passing out. And remember, you can get the best questions for NEET on Biotonic channel, which I am coming on Friday morning. And if you want to really ace your preparation, and if you want to be one of the toppers, because Vedantu, right from the time of its inception, has been consistently producing amazing ranks, be it in JEE Mains, be it in BITSAT, be it in boards, be it in ICSE, be it in any CET. The board is not enough to put up all our results. You can see all these numbers and these statistics, always telling you one thing: these statistics are a testimony that Vidantu has been doing the right thing. We always think the benefit of the students, and our ideologies, our coaching material, our test series, along with obviously the hard work of the student, the patience and the dedication of the students, have borne some nice fruitful results, and you can see that in the increasing number of results right from the first to the third attempt. And all of this is because of our pro subscription courses, whose links are there in the description box below. So in case you have not checked them out yet, please do them right away, and you can also put it in a separate tab and you can check more details after the session is over. Also, in case you have forgotten to smash the like button, do it right now. And if you are new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Yes, let's get going. All your attention should be on the screen, and you can also scribble meanwhile. You are not expected to solve this question within 1 or 2 minutes, but the main idea of these questions is to get a hang of JEE Advanced questions, also to see how to approach them. Don't feel disheartened or demotivated in case you are not able to get it in the first attempt. It's okay. You might have to watch the replay. You might have to spend some time. Yeah, that's what JEE Advanced is all about. Okay, it's not the easy exam. It's one of the toughest exam in the world. Let's get going. A ball is thrown from the ground at some angle with the horizontal with some initial speed. For the resulting projectile motion, the magnitude of average velocity of the ball up to the point when it hits the ground for the first time is v1. So the average velocity for this much time till this much point is v1. Then after hitting the ground, the ball rebounds at the same angle. You can see every time the angle is same. The only thing that is different is the speed. The speed reduces by alpha, mu naught by alpha square, mu naught by alpha cube. So the speed keeps on reducing, but the angle is the same. It's a very peculiar, rebounding kind of problem. Now the question is, for a long time, if the average velocity for the entire duration is 0.8 v1. What is v1? Average velocity for the first time. So for the entire motion, it is 0.8 times v1. Then what is the value of alpha? All right. Now going by the definition, Saiteja, nobody knows the total marks of JEE Advanced. Until and unless you open the booklet, nobody knows how many questions are also going to come. Crash course assignments are not enough, Saiteja. You need to do a lot more. JEE Advanced is a tough exam. Keep reminding yourself of that. Nothing what you do is enough. Whatever you do will be good, and it will always help you. There is nothing where you can sit and say, oh, this much is enough. No, it won't work like that. All right. Now, what you need to do over here is, first thing, what is the meaning of average velocity? Average velocity is nothing but displacement divided by time. Correct? Now, if you think about it carefully, from this point to this point, this much is your displacement, and the time is the time of flight. Correct? Hence, can I not say that v1, which is the average velocity, will be nothing but the range divided by the time of flight? Everybody getting it? This was the initial position, this was the final position, the total time was time of flight, so this was the range. So range divided by time of flight is v1. Now what is the formula for range? It is nothing but 2 u naught square, alright, sine theta cos theta divided by g. What is the formula for time of flight? The formula for time of flight is nothing but 2 u naught sine theta, okay, divided by g. That's the formula for time of flight. That's what we have got. Now once I get this, I'll just keep it aside. I will not do anything with it. I'll just keep it, beside. I will not do anything with that. Okay, I'll just remove it. Now maybe I will need it later on, because it says the average velocity for the entire duration is 0.8 v1. What is the meaning of average velocity for the entire duration? So average velocity for the entire duration means its total displacement. What will be the total displacement? R1 plus R2 plus R3. Like that, there will be many terms. All these ranges added together will give me the total displacement. Do you guys agree with this? Everybody? Yes. So it's not distance, it's displacement. Remember, distance will be more. The question is on average velocity, so we need to be a little bit careful about that. So it will be R1 plus R2. Like that, there will be infinite terms, because the collisions will become smaller and smaller, and every time the velocity is alpha times less than the previous one. Angle is same. The total time will be time 1 plus time 2 plus time 3, like that there will be many times. So T1 plus T2, like that there will be infinite terms. Now, if you think about it carefully, what will be there in the numerator? Let's try and do this. Range 1 will be nothing but 2 mu naught square sine theta cos theta divided by g. That will be the first range formula. Second time, you will have exactly the same thing. Think about it. You will have exactly the same thing, just that instead of mu naught, what will you have, guys? Think about it. Instead of mu naught, what will you have? Mu naught by alpha. So all these terms in the numerator are same except for mu naught. So can I not take all these terms common and say it is 1 plus mu naught? New mu naught will be mu naught by alpha. So that means 1 by alpha square. Did you guys get a hang of it? Why this range 2 will have just extra factor of 1 by alpha square? Let me know in the chat box by putting up a thumbs up or a yo. Come on, let me know. If you guys get it, why the range 2 will have all these terms, but just that 1 by alpha square will be there because of this mu naught will now become mu naught by alpha. That's it. Okay. So, Rana, I take the toppers batch of 12th standard and I take a lot of micro courses. All right. Very good. Now, similarly think what will be the third term. What would be the third term? All these things will be the same except for mu naught will be mu naught by alpha square. So that means it will be 1 by alpha raised to 4 because every time when alpha increases. Think about it. So mu naught by alpha square is 1 by alpha square. Will come over here. This is 1 by alpha square's square because mu naught is getting squared. So you'll have alpha raised to 4. Next term will have alpha raised to 6 and so on and so forth. Everybody getting it till infinity. Alpha raised to 6. That's how it will progress. Yep, sum to infinity formula will be used. Now let's keep it over here as it is. I'm not going to do anything with it right now. Next, in the denominator, time 1, time of flight for the first projectile will be 2 u naught sine theta divided by g. That's the time of flight for the first projectile. Second projectile, it will be also 2 mu naught by alpha sine theta by g. So the only thing which will be different is mu naught. So it will be mu naught by alpha. So think about it. All these terms will be common. The first projectile will be as it is. The second projectile will be 1 by alpha. The third projectile will be 1 by alpha square. Will have a factor of 1 by alpha square. And the next projectile will have a formula factor of 1 by alpha cube. And so on and so forth. Everybody getting this point? Everybody getting this point? Can you see a GP? Hello Shreyas Kapri, good morning. Welcome aboard. So 2 u naught sine theta by g is common, except that, you know, every time it reduces by alpha. But in the numerator, it reduces by square of alpha. That's it. Now it's just a matter of solving this GP. But wait a minute. There is a very nice thing which you would have seen. Look at this number. 2 u naught sine square theta cos theta by g, 2 u naught sine theta by g. Don't you see this entire thing over here? This entire thing over here is exactly nothing but v1. Just check this out. Confirm this for me. 2 u naught sine square theta, 2 u naught square sine theta cos theta by g divided by 2 u naught sine theta by g. It's exactly that term. You can see that. So can I not say this is nothing but v1 and this entire term over here? What is that term? GP's summation. Summation of GP till infinity is first term divided by 1 minus common ratio. 1 minus common ratio. So that's why you will have over here first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. The common ratio is 1 by alpha square. That's what it is. The whole thing divided by, this entire thing has been replaced by v1, you can see. Over here, this GP's sum till infinity will be again the first term divided by, 1 minus 1 by common ratio, which is 1 by alpha. That's what it is. Interesting. On the left hand side, this average velocity, the average velocity for the entire duration is 0.8 v1. It was just mentioned it is 0.8 times v1. So if this is 0.8 times v1, clearly can you not see that this v1 and this v1 will cancel each other? This v1 and this v1 will cancel each other. Everybody seeing that? Very nice. Now let's just solve this. Okay, I'm just going to use this space. I'm just going to keep it as it is and see what we get next. So 0.8, I can just write it as 8 by 10, which is also 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 is equal to this one over here. I can write, I can take 1 minus 1 by alpha square below, 1 minus 1 by alpha square below, and this term I can take it on the top. So it is 1 minus 1 by alpha. Okay, now let's solve this. So take LCM. So it will become alpha minus 1 divided by alpha square minus 1 divided by alpha square. Now you can do something more. You can write this as alpha minus 1. One of the alphas will get cancelled and it will come on the top. Okay, this alpha, if you don't like it, no problem. I'll just keep it below. Alpha square minus 1, I can write it as alpha minus 1 into alpha plus 1. I'm using the identity a square minus b square is a minus b into a plus b. One of the alphas has got cancelled, so alpha will still remain below. Now this alpha minus 1, this alpha minus 1 will cancel. So I'll be left with alpha upon alpha plus 1. Interesting. Now I've got a very simple equation. So I'll just cross multiply both of them. So 4 times of alpha plus 1 will be 5 times of alpha. So take that 4 alpha over there. So 4 will be 5 alpha minus 4 alpha. Therefore, alpha will be equal to 4. That's the final answer. Very good. Some of you got it. Very good, Bugata. Very good, Neeraj. Hello, Hridaya. Hello, Anukuri. Very good. 4. Yes. You will need patience. So guys, a lot of students ask me, sir, which book should we study? Just coolly think for 1 minute which books you need to study, what kind of attitude you need, what should you do for JEE Advanced. Do you think watching just a strategy video will do it? Do you think just solving previous years will do it? Do you think just solving NCERT or probably your school or college or coaching textbook will do it? No, you need to do as much as you can, because this level of thinking in the examination requires lot of practice, lot of thinking, lot of hard work, and that patience, that dedication throughout your preparation. All of this is required, guys. So nothing is enough, but you need that practice, guys. Yes. So some of you say, sir, we need to have talent. Some of you said, sir, we need skills. Exactly. Skills are more important. Talent is different than skill. Skills can be developed. Talent is God gifted. You can develop these skills with practice. Understand that. All right. So let's get moving. Yes, the answer was 4. Let's move on to the next question. Beautiful question. Have a look at this question. I'll read it for you. So the potential energy of a particle of mass m at distance r from a fixed point O is given by, kr square by 2, where k is a positive number. Okay, the particle is moving in a circular orbit of radius r about some point O. If v is the speed and L is the angular momentum, which of the statement is r true? Multiple things can be correct. Thank you, Dhanush. All right, welcome. Somebody is in 9th standard. It's interesting to see that students of 9th and 11th are more in attendance than the ones who are actually going to give the advanced examination. All the best. Okay, this one is a bit easy. I don't know. Let's figure this out. Probably. So we need to have all kinds of variety because this is multiple correct options. So let's try and do this. So potential energy is given and there is a particle which is moving, let's say of mass m, okay, in a circular orbit about this point O. Okay, so let's say the radius is r. So obviously in order to move with certain velocity, there must be some force towards the center. So that force will definitely give rise to that centripetal acceleration. So the job is to figure out what that force is. And that's very simple. If you know energy, you can find force by using the relationship force is minus potential energy change with respect to distance. Minus du by dr, everybody knows the standard formula. Gradient of potential with negative sign gives you the force. So this will become minus d by dr of this entire thing, k r square by 2. K and 2 are constants, so minus k by 2 will be outside. R square's derivative is 2r, so therefore it will be minus kr. Now, the moment you get this, you might be wondering what is this minus sign? This says that it is attractive force. That's it. It is attractive force. So if R is this way, force is exactly opposite to it. So if you put bars over there, if position vector is this way, force is exactly opposite. That's what that minus sign signifies. Now just use Newton's law. So using Newton's second law, okay, Newton's second law, I will say that the force magnitude will be mass into centripetal acceleration. Force is mass into acceleration, standard. What is the magnitude of the force? It is kr. What is centripetal acceleration? Well, that's v square by r. Isn't that right? So just move this around, and what you are going to get is v square is equal to k by m goes below, r will go on the top, so k by m r square. So therefore v will be equal to root of k by m, and that r will be outside. Yes, I think we have an option like that, which is option B. Yep. Gauri Shankar, don't worry, even if you are late, join in because there are a lot of questions coming up. So whatever you have missed, you can definitely watch it as the replay. So I have just got one option correct. Yep. Very good. Very good. So now what do we do next? Think about it. What do we do next? The next thing is read over here the angular momentum about O. Which of the following statements are true? So for that, what you need to do? Angular momentum's definition. Angular momentum is m/v and sine 90. Why sine 90? Because this is 90 degrees. So r cross v, that angle between r and v is 90. Okay. So m is m, r is r, v is this entire number. So it is again r into root of k by m. R into r is r square. Root m will cancel. So one of the root m will remain on the top. So it will be root of mk. So I think there should be one option like that, which is option C. Correct. Very good. That's it. Correct. So these kind of questions also come, and when these kind of questions come, you should never ever probably skip it. But this involves so many chapters. Work power energy, force is minus du by dr. Newton's law, circular motion. Newton's law, circular motion. Rotational motion, angular momentum. Alright, and basic algebra and maths is obviously required. So multiple concepts, multiple correct, that's why it's an advanced question. But yes, still many people will lose marks here, I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, so option B and C are correct. Yes, Trati, like I have been telling you, you can post all your comments as doubts after the video ends. Definitely I'll respond to it. Okay, whatever it is, yeah, related to syllabus and Croto, whatever, Croto, whatever you want to ask, please ask definitely, because others will also get benefited when they read these comments. So that's why we respond to all these comments, so that others also get benefited from it. All right. Now this is a very good question. This is excellent question. Very good. Sai Prasanna Swarlina also said C. Read the question and I'll explain it to you what is happening. Okay. If you want to read, you can read it, but I'll tell you what is happening. There is a rod. Okay. It is fixed. The cylinder is fixed. There is a hollow, heavy cylinder, and there is a particle. It is moving with some speed. On the right hand side, there is a very heavy piston. Everything is smooth. This heavy piston is moving with very, very low speed V0. So the speed of the piston is V0. The speed of the particle initially was U. The piston initially was at distance L. Now what is happening is this particle will go and hit the piston. It will rebound back. It will come here. It will rebound back. Meanwhile, the piston keeps moving slowly. So this particle goes like this, hits there, comes back, hits there, comes back, hits there, comes back. And you can see the piston slowly moving. So this is what is happening. Okay, this is what is happening. So this keeps on happening again and again. The question is that after the piston reaches midpoint, what is the velocity of the particle, and the second thing is every time this particle hits the piston and rebounds, there will be some change in speed. Yes, there will be some change in speed. The question is, what is the change in speed after every collision? So let's try and solve this. This is a passage question. Do you know what is a passage question? You will be given a piece of information and there can be 2 or 3 questions asked on it. The advantage of solving passage question is that once you understand the scenario, all the questions can be solved easily, because they are all related to each other. If you get one answer, you will automatically get the second and the third. Probably one of them will be the step while you solve the question itself. So that's why it fetches you a lot of marks, provided you understand the entire scenario beautifully. Okay, let's try to do this. First of all, let me know if a small object collides with a heavy object, okay, will the velocity of the heavy object change or not change? You have learned this in momentum. Very small object, 5 gram object collided with 10-ton body. Obviously, the 10-ton body will not change its speed. The 5 gram mass will change its speed. Hence, use that concept here. That means the piston's speed will not change throughout the journey. That's understood. So I'll put it over here. The piston's velocity is always V0. The problem is this particle will continuously change its velocity. How does it change its velocity? Let's try and understand it. Imagine this particle is traveling. Okay, this is the small particle. Okay, it has some speed un and it collides with that heavy piston. It collides with that heavy piston, which itself is moving with speed V0. This is before the collision. After the collision, that heavy mass will still continue to move with velocity V0, but this small particle will have some new velocity un plus 1. You might be wondering, what is this n? N is the number of collisions or the nth collision. So during the nth collision or during the nth round, you can say, after hitting n times, just before it was un, afterwards it is un plus 1. So this is the new speed. This is afterwards. Now it's clearly mentioned somewhere. Check this out. Elastic collisions. If the collisions are elastic at both the ends, that means speed of approach and speed of separation, both of them relatively should be same. Isn't that right? E is equal to 1. E is equal to 1. Hence, what I can do is, if E is equal to 1, separation and approach should be equal. So what is the speed of separation? Look over here. This particle is going with un plus 1. This block is going with V0. So this is moving faster, obviously. After the collision, this will go faster. So the relative speed between both of them, think about it, it will be this speed minus this speed. So it will be un plus 1 minus V0. Everybody clear? Un plus 1. N plus 1 is a subscript. It's not a separate number. Okay. Un plus 1 is a subscript. Minus V0 will be the speed of separation. So this is speed of separation. What is the speed of approach? The speed of approach, both are coming opposite directions before the collision. So it will be un plus V0. This is the speed of approach. Obviously, you can see that very clearly over here. These two will be equal because E is equal to 1. Now once you get that, just move this around and what will you see? Un plus 1 is equal to un, V0 and V0 will become 2 V0. This is your new speed. This was your old speed. So you can see that the change in the speed, what is this? The change in the speed. The change in the speed. Every collision is 2 V0. That's in fact the question. What is the change in the speed after every collision with the piston? So the answer for that, so I can just put it over here, change in speed per collision is nothing but 2 times of V0. That's what I got. Okay, 2 times of V0. I'll just put it over here. Everybody got it till this point? Very good. So it's not 0, it is 2 V0. So first question done. Did you see that? It was not so difficult. It looks difficult, but it is not so difficult. The second part is slightly tricky. It's not so easy. The first part seemed very difficult, but it is not if you go by proper logic. Okay. Now the piston is moved at very low speed. Probably there are some approximations. That's why this is given. Or maybe you need to use derivatives because dl is given. So let's think about derivatives. Maybe what is the change in the speed after every collision done? What is the speed of the particle when the piston reaches the midpoint? Now every time it collides, the speed changes. I don't know how many collisions happen. So probably I need integration and derivatives. So maybe let's take a generic situation. Let's take a generic situation. Just imagine when the piston is somewhere at some distance L, and let's say the speed of the particle is some u is some speed, then what is the time it takes between successive collisions? What is the time it takes from one collision to the other? Think about it. I will probably need that because I need to calculate what is the speed of this particle when it reaches here. So probably some time will be elapsed. Think about it. As this piston moves, the speed continuously increases, and I probably need to take into account how many collisions happen, how many times the speed changes, how much time it takes to come from here to here, because continuously the speed is changing. So probably I need that. So if you notice, between one collision to the next collision, it travels a distance of 2L. So 2L divided by, 2L divided by U. Everybody agrees? So can I say time interval between collisions is nothing but distance. Time is distance by speed. So I can say it is just 2L divided by U. Okay. Achha, fine. One more thing. I have seen this term dl over here. Probably it is related to something. Achha, this velocity v0, can I not say this velocity v0 is dl by dt? Think about it. This velocity is how much this length changes with respect to time. Obviously, this L is the distance between the piston and the fixed end. So this is L. Okay. Achha, now what do we need to do? Think about it. I have change in velocity per collision. I have time interval between the collisions. I have dl by dt. Probably I can do something. Think now. Achha, every time the collisions happen, the speed changes, and I have dt time. So how much velocity changes in one dt time or in a small interval? I know the speed changes over a large period of time, but if I average it out, what is the average rate of the speed change per unit time? Let's try to find that out. So just try to figure this out. Change in velocity in time dt. Just try to figure this out. What do you think will be the change in the velocity in that particular time dt? Well. That will be equal to nothing but this is the change happening per collision. Achha. So basically I can say it is change per collision, and into the number of collisions which are happening per unit time. Think about it. Number of collisions happening per unit time. But we want to find out in time dt, right? Okay, so let's do this. Change per collision into the number of collisions per unit time. So eventually collision will get cancelled. I will get change per unit time. You can see that dimensionally, but I want it in time dt. So multiplied by dt. Just check this out if everybody is clear about this. Just think about it. Everybody got this? Think about it. JEE Advanced crash course Rachai. This is the JEE Advanced crash course, bacha. Okay, you have to solve problems, learn from this. These problems will open up your mind, Trust me, this will help you in JEE Advanced. Try to learn this. Okay, so change per collision into collision per time, but I want it in time dt, so I have multiplied by time dt. Okay, now do I know all these things? Probably yes. Change per collision, yes, that's going to be 2v naught. Collisions per unit time, do I know collisions per unit time? No. I know time interval between the collisions. So collision per unit time will be exactly the reciprocal of this. This is time per collision. Reciprocal will be collision per unit time. Do you guys get it? It's like time period and frequency. Frequency is 1 by time period. So this is time period. Think of this as time period per collision. So reciprocal of that will give you number of collisions per unit time. So this will be u by 2l. So collisions per unit time is nothing but u by 2l into dt. I think I know what dt is from here. Check this out. V naught is dl by dt. From this, think about it if V naught is dl by dt, so therefore dt will be nothing but dl by V naught. Everybody getting this from that expression? So that's why dt will be nothing but dl divided by V naught. Interesting. Now this change in the velocity in time dt, what do I write it as? This is going to be a very small change, so hence I'm going to write this as just du probably. Change in the velocity of the particle is going to be small du, small change in small dl. Acha, now what happens, guys? Let's see. This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. This v naught and this v naught also gets cancelled. Oh, this u comes below. Interesting. So I will have nothing but du over here as it is divided by u, and I have dl over here divided by l. Oh, very good. Now you know what to do. Now you know what to do. This is so cool now. This is so cool. Just think about it. I can just integrate both sides, because the moment I integrate, I think the job will be done. When initial distance was L, the speed was u naught. When the distance was L by 2, the speed will be how much? That's what I will put, the limits of integration. I think I don't need this anymore, or probably I can just use the tiny space that I have over here. Okay, I just use the spaces that I have. Okay, I'll just remove all this. Probably I don't need all of this now. Okay, so du by u's integration is log of u. So this will be ln, first put u and then put u naught. So ln u minus ln u naught will be equal to, again 1 by l's integral will be log of l. So log of ln l by 2 minus ln l, because upper limit minus lower limit. So this will become ln u by u naught is equal to ln l by 2 by l will be just 1 by 2, but there is a small catch. There is one small mistake deliberately which I have made. Now let me tell you. Oh, there is a small thing probably we need to take into account. Remember one thing, v naught is not dl by dt. V naught is actually minus dl by dt. Reason? Think about it. Length is decreasing. Length is decreasing. So dl will be itself a negative number. So hence you need to put a minus sign. So hence dt will also be minus dl by v naught. And hence over here this will be also minus. Keep this in mind. If this is minus, this will be also minus. And if this is minus, there will be a minus sign here. And there will be a minus sign here as well. There will be a minus sign everywhere. Now you just need to solve this. So this will be ln of u by u naught is equal to, take that minus sign inside, it flips, right? It will become ln2. Now whatever is there inside the log should be same. So hence u by u naught is equal to 2. Therefore u is equal to 2 u naught. That is the final answer. I hope this is clear. Yeah, the answer was 2v naught and 2u. That's the answer. Alright, cool. Let's get moving to the next questions. But remember guys, if you're interested in solving these kind of questions, and if you want these amazing quizzes, this kind of interface where the teacher knows who is answering, you can chat with the teacher, mingle with the teacher, mingle with the students. This whole interface is not like YouTube. It is in fact better than YouTube, and you get leaderboards points for the problems that you solve within the class, guys, you should definitely consider joining the pro subscription, because not only do you get these important metrics, but these classes are really fun because you have two teachers simultaneously with you in every class, so that one teacher is teaching, the other teacher is just solving your doubts. Plus you have these leaderboards and fun loving quizzes where you get, you know, all these points and you can compete with your friends real time, which cannot happen in an offline institute. So let's get moving to the next question. So Rachai, like I said, this is the JEE Advanced Crash Course Bacha. Yep. So Jitesh, you can join my batch by joining the pro subscription. You will find all my micro courses whichever I am taking, like Erode course. You will also find my HC Verma course. You will also find my derivation course. You will also find my numerical course. And for 12th standard, I am starting a new micro course in the next 2 weeks. The details of which will be coming up very soon. But you join the pro subscription so that you do not delay the purchase. All right. Cool. Thank you. Yes, East or West, JEE Advanced is the best. All right. Yes, computer science is very much related to math. Yep. Yes. So I'll be doing a lot of questions, Deepak, in that session. All right. Now, beautiful question. Momentum versus displacement is given. A and B are the semi-major, semi-minor axis lengths of the ellipse. This is a circle. And energy of this SHM is E2. Energy of this SHM is E1. Why are these graphs ovalish in nature? You can very well understand it, why it should be happening. When the displacement is maximum, that means the particle is at the extreme position, it stops. So that's why momentum is 0. As the particle comes to mean, that is x is equal to 0, momentum is maximum. As the particle goes towards the left side, negative side, other extreme, momentum again decreases, stops. Again, it turns back. So when it turns back, the momentum reverses the direction. So that's why the graph goes below. And again, the same thing continues. That's why the graphs are ovalish in nature. These 2 points are the right and the left extreme. These points and these points are the mean positions, once while going here, once while going there. That's it. Okay. Now let's try and solve this question and see what we can do. First of all, the question is, find the relationship between all these quantities. So one is energy relationship, one is omega relationship. So let's try and do that. Okay, let's try and do that. So probably let's look at the graph and let's see what else we can do. Okay, so clearly this A is the amplitude. Okay, you can see that. This A is nothing but the amplitude of SHM1. This R is also the amplitude of SHM2. This height is max momentum, okay, momentum max of particle 1, and this height, which is also R again because it's a circle, this is the momentum, this is the maximum momentum of the particle 2. Is there something which relates maximum momentum and amplitude? I think so. So maximum momentum is mass into maximum speed. And what is the formula for maximum speed? It is nothing but amplitude multiplied by omega. I hope you guys know this. Okay, A omega is nothing but V max. Now, no, this is not tough. You just need to solve it. Be patient till the end. Don't worry. Okay, it will be solvable. The maximum momentum is B for the first case, is mass into amplitude, it's A, into omega, it's omega 1 for the first situation. Similarly, for the second situation, check it out. Maximum momentum is R, mass is M, amplitude is nothing but R again, okay, and you have angular velocity as omega 2. Just check this out. Is it making sense? Everybody. So now what do? Let's just divide them. Probably it might help us, or yeah, probably dividing it might help us, and see, let's see what do we get. So if I divide them, okay, let's see guys, what do we get by dividing both of them. So B by R is equal to MM cancels. I'll get A by R into omega 1 by omega 2. I can just cancel R and R. I can just take A over here and I will get A by B. Acha, so I can just do B by A is equal to omega 1 by omega 2. No need to do that. Now, once I know what is B by A, from here, I will get, omega 2 by omega 1, which will be A by B, and A by B is nothing but n square. So omega 2 by omega 1 is n square. Is that an option? Yes, it is there. So B is obviously correct, C is obviously wrong. Omega 2 by omega 1, yes, will be nothing but n square. So we got that. Alright. So this option is correct. I will now erase this board. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. Okay. Now we need to go ahead because it has some energy terms in this. So energy is half k a square. So if energy is half k a square, I hope you remember this formula. Energy of SHM is half spring constant into, amplitude square. So energy of particle 1 will be half k will be different, k1 omega 1 square. Now k1 is nothing but m omega, this is not omega square, my bad. This is k1 a1 square. Now amplitude is nothing but a. So it is k1 a square, half k amplitude square. Now k, we all know this formula. Omega is root k by m. So therefore k is nothing but m omega square. So using this, I'll substitute it over here. What is the value of k? Mass into omega. Omega is omega 1 into a square. So that is nothing but E1. Cool. Similarly, E2 will be half K2 amplitude. Amplitude is R square. And what will be K2? K2 will be again M, and I have omega 2 square into R square. That is energy number 2. Interesting. Now what should be the next step? Obviously we have to divide both of them. Okay, so take these two and divide them. Just divide both of them and see what do we get. So we will have E1 by E2 is equal to half goes, mm also goes. I think there was one omega square over here. Probably that square was missing. So half m omega square. Alright. So I will have omega 1 by omega 2 square. So or else omega 1 by omega 2 square. And here I have a by r and I have square over here. Just check this out. If this is correct. Everybody clear till this point? Now think about it. Do I have a by r somewhere? Yes, I think I have a by r over here. A by r is nothing but n. So this will become omega 1 by omega 2 whole square. A by r is n, so it will become nothing but n square. Now what is n square? Check this out. N square is omega 2 by omega 1 from here. So how about using this over here? So this will become omega 1 by omega 2 whole square. N square is omega 2 by omega 1. So omega 2 by omega 1. So this will become, one of the omega 1 will get cancelled and one of the omega 2 will also get cancelled. That's it. So I have got E1 by E2 is omega 1 by omega 2. That means if E1 by E2 is omega 1 by omega 2, E1 by omega 1, check this out over here, is equal to E2 by omega 2, which is option D. Hence option A is wrong. Everybody got this? So that's how you get the answer. So it was just, algebra, ratio and multiplication. That's it. Okay. So that's it. So this, how about this? Understand first this graph. This has momentum. This has amplitude. You should understand that these 2 points are extreme. These 2 points are mean position. If this is amplitude, this is maximum momentum, because momentum is maximum when you are at the mean position. Everything else is just substitution, nothing else. Energy is half k a square, standard formula for energy of SHM. Energy of SHM is half spring constant into amplitude square. And k, that's nothing but m omega square, because omega is root of k by m. So if you write k is nothing but m omega square. So I just put k as m omega square. I just divided them. When I divide them, half and m gets cancelled. Only omega 1 square and omega 2 square remains, and a square by r square. Now a by r is given as n. Okay, a by r is given as n. So I got n square. But n square is omega 2 by omega 1, which we just got it some time back. So just put it over here and cancel. You will get the answer. That's it. Okay, cool. So that's the brief about this problem. What a brilliant question. Yes, B and D are correct. Let's go to another interesting question, and this is based on your relative motion and your Rain Man problem. So very interesting, because the person is not moving on a horizontal surface, but he is moving on an inclined surface. And let's see what is exactly happening. Okay, so first of all, you should know that this equation always holds true. Velocity of rain with respect to man is velocity of the rain minus velocity of the man, which is velocity of the rain plus negative of the velocity of the man. This is your standard equation which you should always use, and first keep this aside. When the person is walking downhill with velocity v0, that means this situation, okay, his umbrella gives him maximum protection from the rain when he holds the umbrella such that the stick is perpendicular to the hill surface. Now, the stick is perpendicular to the hill surface means what? Velocity of the rain perceived by the man. That means this term is perpendicular to the hill surface. This is your hill surface, this is the perpendicular, so rain's velocity is this way. That's what it means. So when velocity of the person is downwards, let's try and do this. Velocity of the man is downwards. The rain's velocity is like this. Velocity of the rain with respect to man is downwards. Okay. Now, always remember, you never need Vm, you need minus Vm. So if the person is going down, minus Vm will be upwards. Everybody gets this? So hence, minus Vm will be exactly upwards. Okay. Now, if minus Vm, okay, this was Vm, so understand this would be minus Vm. Vm plus Vr gives you Vrm. Acha, V minus Vm and Vr, where is velocity of the rain? Oh, velocity of the rain must be something like this. Velocity of the rain minus Vm gets you Vrm, triangle law of vector addition. Yes, let's see. What do we do next? Everybody fine till this point? I've just drawn a rough vector triangle diagram for seeing which vector adds up to give you which vector. That's all, nothing else. Okay, probably I will have to draw one more vector triangle. Okay, Neeraj, I've been teaching for a very long time, bacha, and we have an amazing content team, so there is a lot of hard work that goes in behind every lecture. Now for the second part. When the person goes back and he climbs up, he finds that the umbrella should be held vertical. Vertical does not mean like this. Vertical means like this. Remember, this is horizontal, this is vertical. Okay. So if is going up, velocity of the person is here, then minus Vm should be below. Okay, in the second case, think about it. Minus Vm should be below. Achha, I'll just probably draw it over here. If the person is going up, minus Vm will be here. Achha. And he has to hold the umbrella downwards. Okay, so the umbrella should be held like this. So this is Vrm. So Vr must be here. So this should be Vr, because Vr and negative Vm gives you Vrm. Interesting. Now I have got two triangles, but this is the catch and the trick. Whenever you have two situations, and especially these vector triangles, try to think if there is any side which is common. Because this is the first situation, this is the second situation. Remember, person's velocity magnitude wise is same. This is rain's velocity with respect to the man in the first case. This is rain's velocity with respect to the man in the second case. There is something which does not change in both these situations. What exactly is that? Can you guys help me with that? Come on, my warriors. Think and tell me. In both these triangles, there is one vector which has not changed. Think, which is that vector? Minus Vm. Actually, this is velocity of the man in the first case. This is second, minus Vm1. This is Vm2. This is minus Vm2. There is only one vector, and that is velocity of the rain. Vm has changed because direction has changed. Okay, Vm was this way. Second time Vm is that way. Magnitude wise, yes, these two magnitudes are equal. Magnitudes are equal, directions are different. Only this vector hasn't changed. So how about this? I will not need this anymore. I will draw VR as a common vector and try to draw a situation. Let's try and do this, guys. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, so velocity of the rain. So let me just draw this. Let's say this is the velocity of the rain. Okay, in the second case, VRM2 was downwards. So how about this? VRM2 was downwards. Okay, and third case, VRM1 was perpendicular. So maybe like this. Okay, and let me just probably, draw this. Okay, over here like this. This is perpendicular. Okay, and now probably everything will start making sense. Observe this. Okay, I just made this VR side common. Okay, and you can see from the second triangle, from the second scenario, if VR is here, VRM2 is exactly downwards. In fact, if you remember, this is your ground. This is your ground, and this will be 90 degrees. Okay, cool. This is vertically down. First scenario, VRM is perpendicular. VRM is perpendicular to the surface, inclined surface. That's what the first scenario is given. He holds the umbrella in such a way the stick is perpendicular to the hill surface. So this VRM1 is perpendicular over here. Remember that. Okay, clear? Yep. I hope this is also clear and this is also clear. Now what are these two things? These are your VM vectors, nothing else. Look at the second situation. This part, okay, you can see this part, the arrow pointing downwards. Okay, the arrow pointing downwards is nothing but velocity of the man the second time, and you can see over here this part is nothing but the velocity of the man, negative velocity, the first time. Okay, interesting thing, both their magnitudes are given to be same. Magnitude wise he is traveling with the same speed, so it will be V0 and this will be also V0. Fair enough. I hope this triangle is clear now. I've just merged these two triangles with a common side VR because VR is same in both the situations. Everybody clear? Very good. Okay, check this out. In this situation, remember guys, this VRM was vertical, and in this situation this was perpendicular, like this to this horizontal. Clear? Everybody, can we go ahead? Let me know if you are convinced. Take your time. You can pause the video if you are watching this recorded. Convince yourself and then we'll get moving. Cool. Now what we are going to do is, the question says find the actual speed of the raindrops. Okay, that's what the question says. First of all, do I know this angle? I think so. That is 37 degrees. So hence this is 37 degrees. This angle will be 53 degrees. If this is 53 in this big triangle, okay, I can do something. Yep. If I need VR, I need this side and this side in this small right angle triangle. I know this is V0, but I do not know this red line. So I need to find that red line. But how do I do that? Use this big triangle. This entire black line is V0 plus V0, which is nothing but 2V0. So somehow I can find this. Okay, so this is 53 degrees. So what I'm going to do is write tan of 53. So think about it. What is tan 53 degrees? Tan 53 will be opposite divided by adjacent, which is nothing but VRM1 divided by this whole thing over here, which is V0 plus V0. Correct? V0 plus V0. Now what is tan of 53? Tan 37 was 3 by 4. Okay, tan 37 was 3 by 4. Tan 53 degrees, come on, it is 4 by 3. Everybody, I hope, agrees with this. So this is 4 divided by 3 is VRM1 1 divided by 2V0. Therefore, VRM1 is 8 by 3 times of V0. Once I get this side, look at this small triangle over here. Earlier, we had focused on the big triangle, correct? Now we are focusing our attention on the small triangle over here. So look at this small triangle. This is right angle. This is hypotenuse. So guys, can you not see over here? VR square will be VRM1 square plus this square, which is V0 square. So how about putting this value over here? 8 by 3 square is 64 by 9 V0 square plus V0 square, which is nothing but 73 V0 square divided by 9. Therefore, finally I will get VR is, take root, so V0 by 3 root of 73. That should be the final answer. Check this out. Complete geometry, nothing else. Complete geometry. Very good. Yes, Keshav. Yes, Swarlina. Very good. So beautiful problem. So what are the key takeaways? Key takeaways start with VR minus VM is VRM. Based on that, make those vector triangles for subtraction individually. Just get a sense of the situation. Once you get the sense of the situation, try to see if you can merge these triangles together. Try to see if there are some sides common. Make sure you orient them properly while merging together. Rest is just marking the angles and knowing what is given and then using geometry like trigonometric ratios and Pythagoras. If you think about it, somebody will laugh, oh, there was just Pythagoras and tan of an angle in this question. The calculation part is only this much, but getting the here is the tricky part. I hope this is clear. Samurai, nobody knows, bacha, when will you get your results? Just wait for it, but meanwhile prepare for JEE Advanced if you think you have done well. Else there is a droppers batch, or you can also think about joining whichever local college you want to join. All the options are available, but don't sit and waste time waiting for the results to come. Yes, it is root 73 V0 by 3. Are you guys ready for the last question? Let me know, guys. How are you loving these questions? And if you are loving these questions, please smash the like button down there. Yep, do let me know. Hot questions, cold questions. Kesha says awesome. Okay, amazing, amazing. Chalo, let's get moving then. Now, there are many blocks kept over this wedge. One block over the other, kept over the other, infinite blocks. There is a wedge over here. That wedge is going to slide down. That wedge is going to slide down. And the question is, find the acceleration of the wedge. That's it. Just find the, I guess this word is wrong also. Just find the acceleration of the wedge. That's it. Just find the acceleration. It's very interesting. Let's try and figure this out. Now, first thing that I will do is, I don't like these masses. I mean, like, look at it. 1, 2, 3. It's a pain. I don't want them. I want to replace them with one single mass. But there might be a catch. As this wedge slides down, these masses might slide respect to each other. Okay, we'll figure that out later on. But let's just find out what is the total mass over here. The total mass on the wedge. Okay, the total mass on the wedge. Let's just figure this out. So it will be, the masses are m, m by 2, m by 4 and so on and so forth. So it is m plus m by 2 plus m by 4. Like that, there are infinite terms. So this is a GP, of course. So first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. Common ratio is 1 by 2. So this will be m by 1 by 2, which is nothing but 2m. So that's first thing that should come to your head. Okay, so the total mass on the top is just like 2m mass. Everybody fine till here? Very good. Chalo. Now I'll keep this aside. So I'll just put 2m over here on the wedge, and let me think about the free body diagram now. I'll just erase all of this. I don't need this anymore. The first thing that I will draw is the free body diagram of the wedge itself. I would prefer drawing it here. And I will draw probably this one somewhere else. Think about the forces acting on the wedge. Okay, observe carefully. Number one, you will have the wedge's own mass acting downwards. So there will be two components of it. One component downwards. What is the mass of the wedge? The wedge has a mass of m itself. Okay, so this will be m, g, sine and theta. And obviously you will have another component, and that would be m, g, cos theta. I hope that is visible. Okay, mg cos theta. Okay, now there will be a normal from the surface. I'll just put it as n over here. That's the normal. And there will be also a normal from the top. So this is the first block in contact. So I'm just going to put n1 over here. So this is n1. But that n1 will also have two components. Keep this in mind. n1 is acting down, okay, on this block. But that n1 will also have two components along this line and perpendicular to that line. How do I get that? That's easy. Think this angle is theta. If this angle is theta, obviously this angle, this is 90 minus theta, this angle is theta. Everybody gets this? So this is n1. Now this n1 will have two components. One over here, which will be n1 cos theta, and another component over here, which will be n1 sine theta. So two components right over here. So how about instead of writing n1 as a single force, split it and write it, because always resolved forces are better than the resultant force. So how about writing it like this? One component perpendicular, and that would be n1 cos, I believe. So n1 cos theta, and another component like this. Okay, that component will be n1 sine theta. So this is n1 sine theta. The resultant of all these forces, by the way, friction is not there, all surfaces are smooth. I think it's given somewhere. If it is not given, then it's probably assumed it is smooth, okay, because mu is not given. Okay, let's just ignore friction. Anyways, the result of all this is the wedge will accelerate downwards. So I need to show the acceleration of the wedge downwards this way. So this is the acceleration of the wedge this way. Okay, the acceleration of the wedge like this. It's going to slide down. Okay, cool. I don't need this anymore. Let's write down some equations and see what do we get. I don't think I need anything in the vertical direction because the wedge is accelerating down like this. So this force and this force will produce this acceleration. So I can easily say, what is it? mg sine theta, okay, plus n1 sine theta is equal to mass into acceleration. Now here comes the problem. What is this n1? I do not know this n1. I do not know this value of n1. So I need to find that n1 out. Yes, the surface is smooth. Yes, it is given. All surfaces are smooth. I think this was blocking it. Yes, all surfaces are smooth. Cool. Anyways, I was assuming it. Okay, no problem. Now, how about drawing one more FBD of the upper blocks? Okay, these upper blocks which are there. Okay, let's just take this as one single system. Okay, just one single system, nothing else. I know there might be sliding this way, but in vertical, they move as a chunk. So ignore the horizontal motion because I'm only interested in the vertical forces right now. Okay, reason being the force of normal by 1 on the wedge was downwards. So the wedge on the blocks will exert a normal 1 reaction upwards. Action reaction, keep this in mind. If this, where is it? Yeah, if this is reaction force, then understand these two were the action forces components. Action, reaction, Newton's third law, nothing else. So I'm interested more in the vertical direction than anything else, and they might have horizontal accelerations which I'm not at all bothered about. Next thing, there will be their weight, and the weight of these blocks, the mass is 2m, so this will be 2mg. Okay. Now, if I sit on the wedge and observe it, if the wedge becomes my reference frame, think about it, what will happen? It will be easier for me to solve the problem. The wedge is a non inertial frame of reference. Non-inertial frame which is accelerating downward like this. That means if the wedge itself is accelerating, there must be a pseudo force. So where should the pseudo force be? Think about it. The pseudo force should be exactly opposite the acceleration. So the pseudo force will be here. The pseudo force will be in this direction, and the value of the pseudo force will be total mass, which is 2m, multiplied by the acceleration of the frame, which is a itself. 2m into a. Everybody getting it? But don't worry, you don't need the total pseudo force. You just need the pseudo force in the vertical direction. Remember, I was just ignoring the horizontal ones. I'm just bothered about the vertical forces right now. So what is the component of that pseudo force in the vertical direction? We all know that this angle is theta. So this should be 2ma sine of theta. Everybody, I hope they agree to this. This is cos component. This one will be the sine component. Yep. Very good. So this will be 2ma cos theta, which I am ignoring. Ignore horizontal forces. So I'm ignoring all the horizontal forces. Just worried about vertical because I want to find n1, guys. That is my main problem. I want to find n1. Don't bother about horizontal motions right now. Yeah. Now what do we do? Just write the equation and see what do we get. All right. Let's just figure this out and see what exactly are we getting. In the vertical direction, all the forces should balance each other, I suppose, because there is no, when I sit on the wedge, there is no motion. This entire thing is coming down with me. Okay, it is coming down with me, so there is no motion. So as such, it is at rest. So I can just say 2ma sine theta will be equal to, or plus n1, sorry, 2ma sine theta plus n1 is equal to 2mg, correct? This force plus this force will be the downward force. So rearrange, you will get n1 is equal to, what is it? 2mg minus 2ma sine theta. All right, so let's just use this over here and see what do we get. Therefore, mg sine theta plus sine theta into this entire thing. Okay, sine theta into this entire thing. What is that entire thing? 2mg minus 2ma sine theta, okay, is equal to m into a. Fair enough. I've just substituted the value of n1 over here. The reason why I did all this nonsense was just to find out this n1, and I ignored the horizontal forces because I'm only interested in the vertical force n1, nothing else. Okay, let's just solve this and see what do we get. First of all, I think from everywhere this m is getting cancelled. Okay, now probably it will become easier to solve. Therefore, g sine theta plus 2g sine theta, okay, minus 2a sine square theta is equal to just a. Okay, g sine theta plus 2g sine theta is 3g sine theta. This I can take it on the other side, so it will become a 1 common plus 2 sine square theta. But I want to find out the acceleration of the wedge. So acceleration will be 3g sine theta divided by 1 plus 2 sine square theta. So I guess that's my final answer. That's it, done. I should be like, yes, done. Okay. How did you love this problem? So many concepts. Pseudo force, choice of system, GP series, that's maths, drawing free body, vector resolution, Newton's laws, third law, also very important, action reaction, and Newton's second law, obviously. All these concepts involved here. What a beautiful question. I loved this question. I mean, every question was beautiful. So that's the answer. Yes, we were right. 3g sine theta by 1 plus 2 sine square theta. Now I have kept a homework question for you guys, which you can solve. Post the answers in the comment section below. I would love to see how many of you are able to solve this. It's a single correct, so don't worry, it's not very difficult, and pretty sure you will be able to solve it. This will be like practice for all of you. Now, if you want to join my batches, you can definitely do that. There are links in the description box. My micro courses, option to learn in English and Hindi, and obviously test series, You name it. I mean, guys, what do you want from a coaching? Test series, assignments, good teachers, batches in Hindi or English, KVPY, all those things are there. Plus you can sit at home and study, and plus you will learn with teachers like me. So all these things are there. So 12th standard batch, even my micro courses are available. This is the whole year's price. Okay, and if you want to take a drop, the batch is starting on 13th September, this Monday. Okay, if you want to take a drop and repeat, this is the batch that you should be looking for. All of this is there in the description box. Go ahead, check it out. I would love to have you as my students and teach you, live, and we can have nice personalized discussions as well. And guys, do not forget to smash the like button. Yes, do that, and hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Khanderao. All right, full revision of RVD ho gaya. Yes, Himanshu. How many mock tests per week? You should do 2 mock tests per week. Jeevan, my micro courses are also available for NEET batch. So when you join that link, whatever micro courses you get, they are also for NEET as well. All right. Thank you guys. I need only physics. How is it possible? No, that's not possible. In Vedantu, we believe that all teachers are good, all subjects are needed. So you cannot just join one subject. Trust me, you will fall in love with all the teachers and all the subjects, and you will need all the help that you will for cracking JEE Advanced. So go ahead, bacha. Don't think about only physics or only maths or things like that. Just go ahead with it. Trust my word. All right. Thank you guys very much for tuning in on this morning. We'll come up with more such sessions. And if you're loving this video, you know what to do. Smash the like button and share it with your friends, of course. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Bye bye, guys. Take care. Hasta la vista.